My beloved child, listen closely and don't skip a single second. What I'm about to reveal will make your heart race and your eyes widen. There's something hidden under your name that no one expected you to ever find out. For months, certain people tried to keep this from you. Documents were locked, emails deleted, and even phone records quietly erased. But fate doesn't lose what belongs to you. The truth is rising, and it has your name written in gold ink. Because the revelation is not just about money, it's about destiny. Somewhere far from where you live now, a property just became yours, and the story behind it is deeper than you think. When the legal notice was signed 3 days ago, your name appeared in a list of heirs connected to a forgotten estate. The clerk who saw it almost couldn't believe the signature matched yours. Don't scroll, my child, this moment is far too important. They tried to keep it under someone else's control, but the energy around it began to shift last week. You might have felt the restlessness in your sleep, or the sudden urge to check old emails or messages. That wasn't coincidence, it was guidance. A sealed envelope with your name on it has already reached the office of a private attorney. That envelope holds the address, a photograph of the property, and a handwritten letter from someone you thought you'd never hear from again. Every sentence here is tied to your breakthrough. That place is not just land or walls, it's a memory capsule, filled with emotions that were once buried by someone who truly loved you. And the most shocking part? The address is connected to your childhood. A street that still remembers your laughter, a gate that once closed behind you when you left home for the last time. Stay till the end, because the next detail will leave you speechless. The property was purchased decades ago by a person who never stopped thinking about you. They didn't show their love in messages or gifts, they built something eternal, a safe place meant only for your name. That person passed away silently, leaving behind no announcement. But their lawyer recently found a clause, one that activates under only one condition: when your spirit finally reaches peace after the years of pain. That's why everything suddenly started aligning. The emails, the random numbers, the old contact that appeared out of nowhere, each was a sign that the time had come. Don't scroll, my beloved. You've waited too long for this moment. In the archive records, your name glows brighter than all the others. Every legal file, every document carries one phrase repeated again and again: for my child, the one who never gave up. The photo attached to that document will shock you. It's not just a property, it's a 2-story white home surrounded by trees that seem to lean inward as if protecting something sacred. A single window glows even in the dark, as though someone is still watching over it. You might feel chills right now, or warmth spreading through your chest. That's how divine confirmation feels. The property is not a random coincidence, it's a continuation of a story heaven didn't allow to end unfinished. And because what's coming next explains why it took this long. The delay wasn't punishment, it was preservation. The world wasn't ready for you to walk through those doors until you were strong enough to handle what's waiting inside. And trust me, when you see the letter that comes with the photo, your entire soul will tremble. It begins with words that only one person ever said to you. They wrote, "If you're reading this, it means destiny kept its promise." Those words alone carry the energy of closure, forgiveness, and new beginnings. Every tear you've cried, every betrayal you've faced, it all circles back to this one miracle moment. This message is timed perfectly for you. Because even now, that lawyer is preparing the documents that will transfer the property into your possession officially by next week. You might have thought blessings skip you, but this one didn't. This one waited until you healed enough to receive it without guilt, without fear. And, because before this part closes, you'll understand what that address truly symbolizes, it's not just an inheritance, it's proof that love transcends time and silence. The shocking twist is this: the property's nameplate already carries your initials. It's been engraved there for years, protected by a caretaker who never revealed the real owner. He said he kept seeing your name appear in dreams. He painted the walls every year, waiting for the rightful one to arrive. And now, that rightful one is you. When you stand before that door, something inside you will recognize it instantly. It will feel like déjà vu mixed with peace, because your soul has been there before. Don't scroll now. What you're about to hear next will change how you see every moment of your past. Inside the master bedroom, hidden behind a framed photo, there's a small metallic box. It contains a pendant and a note written decades ago. That note carries a date, the very same date you made your biggest life decision years later, unknowingly repeating a divine pattern. Because this alignment is not random. You're being shown that fate doesn't forget the details. Every number, every moment, every choice you made was guiding you back to this very door. Even the way the morning light hits the property today is symbolic. It falls at the exact angle that forms a cross of golden light over the front gate, as if blessing your arrival before you even step inside. And when you finally see the photo that's waiting in that envelope, your breath will stop for a second. Because in the reflection of one of the windows, there's a faint silhouette that looks exactly like the person who raised you. They've been gone for years, but that image feels alive, as if captured by more than just a camera. It's a message through light, a whisper from beyond saying, "You finally made it." You might not realize this yet, but the timing is divine. The lawyer handling your case said something unusual happened. The signature that released the property glowed faintly under UV light, revealing a hidden heart drawn next to your name. My beloved. That heart was not there by accident. It's proof that this gift was sealed with unconditional love. And when you touch that photo for the first time, you'll feel a pulse, a vibration so gentle it feels like someone is placing their hand over yours from the other side. This is not a coincidence, this is alignment. You are walking into the part of your story where hidden blessings rise from silence and love finds its way back home. My beloved child, stay right here and don't even think of scrolling. Something huge is waiting at the end of this message, and if you skip even 1 second, you'll miss the most unbelievable part. Take a deep breath because what's about to unfold will feel like a movie, but every frame is real and connected to you. The night the documents were released, the sky above that property lit up with a strange golden hue. The caretaker swore he saw lights move across the sky, like stars rearranging themselves into a pattern. He didn't understand what it meant, but heaven was marking your time of arrival. From that moment, things began to change. Birds started nesting near the roof again, flowers bloomed in the corners that were dry for years, and an old neighbor said, "It feels like someone is coming home." Don't skip, my child. This is the part where everything becomes clear. When the lawyer unlocked the final drawer of the file cabinet, there was a sealed envelope inside. It had your name handwritten on it, in ink that hadn't faded even after decades. Inside that envelope was the photograph that will soon appear before your eyes. Because when you see that photo, you'll understand why the world was kept unaware of this place. The picture shows the front of the property bathed in sunlight, but look closely at the reflection in the window. There's someone standing there. No one knows how that figure appeared. The caretaker said there was no one around when the photo was taken. Yet that faint silhouette matches the outline of a person you once loved, someone whose energy never left your side. This isn't a ghost story, it's a soul connection story. The moment your heart healed enough to open again, the light around that property responded. It's as if the walls could sense your name being whispered in the wind. Don't skip, stay right here, because the next lines carry something you've waited your entire life to hear. The lawyer confirmed that the official transfer is already in process. It's happening under the Legacy Revival Act, a clause that applies to unclaimed estates meant for direct heirs. Your signature, once added, will activate the transfer within 72 hours. That's not just legal timing, it's divine timing. Every delay, every hardship, every night you cried thinking you were forgotten, all of it was preparing you for this very moment. When something is truly yours, even time bows down to destiny. Now imagine walking through that property's front gate. The gate creaks like it's speaking your name for the first time in years. The air shifts. The trees lean, the light falls softer, and you feel a warmth that's not from the sun, it's from presence. Inside, there's an old wooden staircase with dust that glitters like tiny stars. As you step on each stair, memories you never knew existed begin to replay. A soft voice says, "Welcome home." You freeze, but it's not fear, it's recognition. This isn't imagination. These words are preparation. You're being guided to a place that carries the vibration of everything you lost, everything you prayed for, and everything you were meant to find again. On the second floor, there's a room with white curtains that sway even when the air is still. The caretaker says that room stays cooler than the rest, like it's holding onto something sacred. Inside, the metallic box sits on a wooden table, covered in a silk cloth. When it's opened, the pendant inside shines faintly, as if the light around it is alive. You touch it, and suddenly, everything you've ever questioned about your purpose becomes clear. That pendant belonged to someone whose final wish was simple: let my child find peace. Stay till the end, because that pendant isn't just jewelry, it's a key. Hidden beneath the fabric inside the box is a small folded note. On it, written in the same hand as your envelope, is a sentence that will make you tremble: you were never alone, not even once. You close your eyes, and the room feels full, like unseen arms wrapping around you. The air thickens with emotion. Tears fall not from sadness, but from release, the kind that says, "You're finally free." The address, my beloved, is not far from where your heart often travels in dreams. It's in a quiet town, surrounded by whispering pines and a small river that glows under moonlight. The house number ends with the same digits you've been seeing everywhere lately. That repetition wasn't random, it was the property calling you back. You were receiving signals long before you knew what they meant. Every number, every song, every street sign that caught your attention, it all pointed to this very inheritance. The reason you're hearing this now is because the energy around that property finally unlocked your frequency. For years, it remained dormant, waiting for your heart to heal enough to claim what's rightfully yours. The caretaker described the house as alive. Lights flicker when someone with pure energy enters the gate. The smell of roses fills the hallway at night, even though no flowers grow nearby. He believes it's the spirit of the one who built it, welcoming you home before you even arrive. When you walk through that door for the first time, the house will remember you. The floorboards will creak softly, like a heartbeat syncing with yours. The light will fall exactly where it should, over the pendant you now hold, over the memories waiting to awaken. You might not know this yet, but everything in your life is about to change. The world thought your story was over, but destiny kept the most beautiful chapter for last. That chapter begins with you holding those keys, standing on that porch, and feeling peace for the first time in years. Don't skip this moment, stay till the end, because your name was never just written on a page, it was engraved into the foundation of that place. Every wall, every window, every corner carries your vibration. And when you finally see the sunset from that balcony, you'll realize something powerful. You weren't chasing miracles, you were the miracle all along. From now on, every time you pass a reflection, you'll remember that photo, the one with the silhouette in the window. You'll smile knowing that love never really leaves, it just changes form and waits for the right time to show up again. That property, that address, that moment, it's not just about what you're inheriting in the world's eyes. It's about reclaiming a part of your soul that was stolen by grief and silence. Stay till the end, because as this message closes, something in your energy field is already shifting. You might feel light, calm, or emotional, that's the frequency of return. You're aligning with what was always yours. And when the lawyer finally calls your name in that final meeting, remember this, it wasn't coincidence. It was heaven's timing, written into your life's script long before you ever knew. My beloved child, don't move, don't blink, and definitely don't scroll. What's coming next will make you hold your breath. You've heard about the property, the pendant, and the photo, but what lies beneath the floor of that house is beyond anything you've ever imagined. Because this part holds the secret that connects every piece together. The lawyer didn't mention it in the documents because it wasn't written anywhere. It was discovered by accident, by vibration, not by sight. The caretaker said one night, while walking inside the living room, the ground beneath his feet started to hum. A faint, rhythmic sound, almost like a heartbeat, echoing from beneath the wooden floor. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't natural. It was something alive. He followed the sound, knelt down, and felt the vibration growing stronger near a small rug. When he moved it aside, he found an outline of a hatch that had been sealed for decades. Don't skip now, because this is where your story truly begins. He pried it open, dust flying everywhere, the air heavy and untouched by time. Beneath it was a staircase leading down, a staircase no blueprint mentioned, no record acknowledged. As he descended, he said he could feel warmth rising up, as though the house itself was breathing. At the bottom, there was a single wooden chest, wrapped in linen and sealed with red wax. It carried a symbol identical to the pendant you now hold. That was the moment everything connected. The pendant wasn't decoration, it was a key. He didn't open it right away. He waited, because something inside told him it wasn't his to touch. The very next morning, your name appeared on the news announcement for the inheritance claim. The timing matched perfectly, down to the minute. When the chest was finally opened under legal supervision, there was a small notebook inside. Its pages smelled faintly of jasmine, and the handwriting was delicate, emotional, alive. The first line read, "For the one who carries my soul forward." Every page was filled with dates, moments that aligned with your milestones. The year you took your first step, the day you faced heartbreak, even the exact time you prayed for a sign under the stars. Someone had been keeping record of your journey all along. Because this is where the shock deepens. The writer knew things no one else could have known, dreams you never told anyone, thoughts that never left your lips. It was as if the pages were written through time itself. The final entry in that notebook said, "When they find this, my child will already have healed. They will be ready to build, not mourn." That sentence alone carried more power than any spoken word could hold. It became clear then, the property wasn't simply inherited. It was programmed by love to activate only when your heart was strong enough to receive it. Stay till the end, because what you'll hear next will explain why heaven kept it hidden until now. The lawyer found another small envelope tucked behind the notebook. Inside it was an old photograph, one you've never seen before. It showed a group of people standing in front of the same property, smiling. And right at the center, holding a child's hand, was you. You must be wondering how that's possible. The caretaker said the photo is dated years before you were even born. But look closer, the resemblance is exact. It's not illusion. It's reincarnation, lineage, or divine continuity, whatever word you choose, it's truth. The property didn't come to you randomly. It's the physical continuation of a promise made long before this lifetime began. It's why you've always felt drawn to certain places, certain sounds, certain colors. You were remembering fragments of a story too vast for memory. When you finally walk through those doors, your soul will know its way even if your mind doesn't. The air will recognize you. The walls will echo your presence. And deep inside, you'll feel that subtle pull, the one that says, "You're home again," because this is the moment the story turns from mystery to awakening. Beneath that property lies not just history, but healing. There's a section of the basement wall covered in carvings, small phrases etched by hand. Each phrase starts with a single word, remember. Remember who you are. Remember where you came from. Remember that love outlives every goodbye. The caretaker said that when light touches those carvings, they glow faintly. It's as if the house speaks back. When he stood there alone, he heard a soft whisper say, "They're coming." The next morning, your file appeared in the registry again, stamped, approved. This isn't a coincidence. It's the universe confirming that the circle is finally complete. You are the final piece of a promise that began generations ago. The emotional pull of this moment can't be described with words. Imagine holding that pendant, reading that note, standing in that room while sunlight filters through the curtains, and realizing everything you once prayed for has been silently waiting for you here. This isn't luck, it's alignment. This isn't just inheritance, it's remembrance. You've been called back not to take, but to continue, to honor the love that built those walls, the energy that shaped that garden, the faith that refused to die. My beloved, because your story isn't about money or property, it's about reclamation. What's yours has found you again. What was hidden has chosen to rise. And as you stand there, you'll feel something soft brush against your shoulder. It won't scare you, it will comfort you. That's the soul who started this, letting you know, they never left. Now, there's one last part the lawyer didn't understand. When he reviewed the official seal on the final page of the notebook, a faint phrase appeared under UV light. It wasn't visible before. It read, "The truth sleeps under the old oak tree." That's where the next discovery begins. Beneath that oak, behind the house, lies one more secret that has been waiting longer than you can imagine. And the moment it's found, everything, every hidden connection, every unanswered prayer, will make sense. My beloved child, don't move. Don't scroll. What happens next will make your heart beat slow and fast at the same time. You've come this far, but the real truth, hidden under that old oak tree, will make everything else make sense. Because the secret buried there isn't just about a property. It's about your life's connection to something far bigger, something the world never wanted you to discover. The caretaker didn't find it at first, but nature herself revealed it. A storm hit that night. Lightning struck the field, splitting the oak tree's roots open. When the rain cleared, a small metallic corner glimmered through the mud. It wasn't random, it was a call, a pulse from the earth whispering, "Now it's time." He dug carefully, brushing away the dirt until a square-shaped steel box appeared. The lock was rusted, but the symbol carved on top was the same heart that glowed next to your signature. The very same one found in the documents you received. Stay here, my child. What was inside that box will leave you frozen in awe. The moment the latch opened, a gust of warm air came out, carrying a scent of lavender and old ink. Inside were several letters wrapped in silk, and at the top, a photograph that didn't belong to any timeline. In the picture, the property stood exactly as it does today, but the photograph was dated 50 years before it was built. Behind the house, under the same oak tree, stood a figure holding a lantern. The caretaker swore that when he looked closely, the face resembled you. What you're hearing is real. Every pattern, every reflection, every coincidence has been a breadcrumb leading you to your own echo through time. This isn't fantasy, it's memory awakening in slow motion. Beneath the photograph, the first letter was sealed with golden wax. When it was opened, the handwriting sent chills through everyone in the room. It said, "If you are reading this, then I succeeded. My child, you have found the circle I started." Those words carried weight, like they were written with both ink and emotion. The letter went on to explain that the one who built the property wasn't just a relative, it was you, in another lifetime. You designed it in spirit before you ever arrived in this one. That's why the pendant matched the seal. That's why the notebook carried your essence. That's why the house recognized you. It's been waiting for its original soul to return. Because this realization changes everything. You are not stepping into someone else's inheritance, you are stepping back into your own creation. The universe simply preserved it until your consciousness could handle the truth. The next letter was written in trembling ink. It said, "I had to hide it, because the world wasn't ready for what love can build across time." And as you read that line, you'll understand, this was more than wealth. It was protection. In the bottom of the box was something small but powerful, a crystal sphere, faintly glowing from within. When light hit it, it projected symbols across the ground, spirals, names, dates, all connected to moments in your current life. The caretaker said it looked like a map, but not of land, of energy. Each spiral represented a person or place you've encountered that changed you deeply. And right in the center, glowing brighter than all the others, was the same property address. Every second here matters. That crystal is your timeline condensed into light. It's proof that nothing was ever random, not the people who left, not the ones who returned, not the signs that haunted your dreams. Because the final item inside that box ties it all together. A small piece of paper folded into 4 layers, fragile but intact. On it, in the same hand as all the other letters, were just 5 words, "You built this to heal." That single sentence holds everything. You built that house long before you were born to give your future self a safe place to return to. Every sorrow you faced, every moment you broke down, every time you thought you had no one, this was waiting, silently, as proof of your survival. This isn't imagination. It's divine design. The energy you planted in that soil decades ago has been nurturing itself through time, waiting for you to awaken. The moment your energy matched its vibration, the truth revealed itself. My beloved, because when you arrive there, something incredible will happen. The lights will flicker once, the breeze will move through the hallway, and the photo in your hand will shift slightly, showing a new detail that wasn't visible before. You'll see 2 figures standing under the oak tree now. One is you, and the other is the one who never stopped guiding you from beyond. Their face glows faintly, and even though you can't hear their voice, you'll feel their message deep in your heart. Now, continue the legacy. As you step back into the sunlight, the air will feel different, lighter, warmer, alive. Every sound, every color will seem brighter, because you've just reconnected with your origin. What was lost has been found, not by chance, but by alignment. That's why this message reached you now. You were never supposed to discover this earlier, your spirit wasn't ready. The timing, the sequence, the silence, it was all arranged for today. The house isn't just yours now, it's waiting for your next chapter. It's a place meant to expand, to welcome others who carry light, love, and peace. What began as mystery ends as purpose. And when you finally close that box again, you'll whisper, "Thank you," without realizing why. But the wind will respond, brushing past your cheek, carrying the same scent of jasmine that filled that room when you first opened the chest. Now, the lawyer said something at the end that sealed the truth forever. As he handed you the final document, the ink on the signature began to shimmer faintly. He gasped and said, "It's glowing." You smiled, because you already knew why. That glow wasn't magic, it was energy recognizing itself. Your past, your present, and your destiny aligning in one sacred moment. Every door you walk through from now on will feel guided, every step will echo purpose. Stay till the end, because this is not just an ending, it's a doorway. A doorway to peace, abundance, and a life that finally feels like home. The property is real. The love is real. The message is real. You were meant to find it, meant to read this, meant to awaken. And as you walk away from that oak tree, sunlight following you, you'll hear it one last time, soft, gentle, eternal, "Welcome home, my beloved."